Birchwood's Blue Hills Charter School for grades 7 through 12, and Birchwood's Discovery Charter Schools for grades K through 6 had an open house on Monday, February 6th at the Bobcart Learning Center.
What you guys are in right now is one of the advisory rooms. We have two advisory rooms. We'll be going into Jenny's in a minute. This is kind of where my kids function out of here, and we have I have 13 kids in here. You can see that they all have their own workspace and their own computer. We'll go through some of the philosophy stuff on why we feel that's important later, but we have a large table in the middle that I usually sit at and do my things while I'm looking at students' projects. We use that as a collaborative space.
They're all working on different projects at different times and different subject areas or whatever, so we'll be having some time for that too. But if you guys want to join me, we'll just, this space, like Todd mentioned, is kind of his advisory. We have a copy machine back there too. We use that for, we actually don't use a lot of paper. This is my advisory room. And so it's set up very similar. You see, we kind of try to keep the table central. The kids are all working then around the room. The advisors then, we are moving around all day too, talking to them. They're coming to the table and collaborating with us and other students. Option for kids to have.
Landis talked about project-based learning.
Go in depth in their real interest areas, and then pull in. They're the ones pulling in the learning standards that teachers, normal traditional teachers would have to say, I'm going to teach a lesson about this standard. Our students are saying, I want to learn about this, how can I connect that to a learning standard? So they figure out what lesson, lesson plan they're going to have. And the thing about our students too in this option is I notice they're very good at asking questions. And that's a skill they really develop. Even the kids, we've only been around now 3 years, but I think about, Todd and I were just mentioning watching this video, the projects.
Yeah. That
first year are nowhere near the caliber, let's say, that these are this year.
At the Discovery Charter School, parents learned about the plans to adopt a Montessori curriculum in the 2012-2013 school year.
With our Discovery School, at one point we had a number of parents that came forth and said, hey, we'd be interested in doing something a little bit different. So we got some meeting, we got the group together, we started some discussion. Well, it was 3 years ago. We had a few parents that had children that had gone through Montessori schools. We had some other people from other communities that had been calling Birchwood and say, hey, do you have a Montessori school? And at that point we started saying, oh, well, it sounds like there might be a need, there might be a groundswell that people might want or interested in this type of education. So we got together, we had some meetings, went to visit some Montessori schools, and started the planning process of writing a grant.
So how is a Montessori school going to be different than the current charter school? How will it look? Philosophically, how is it different?
Well, some of the stuff that we have right now are there's some of the same philosophies. We have in the Discovery School we have multi-age classrooms, and Montessori has multi-age classrooms. The biggest thing that we have felt that Montessori is a curriculum is a 100-year-old curriculum, and it's tried and true, and so it's been a curriculum that's been not only used with students that are from low income, but you also have very fluent people that are having kids that have backgrounds that are doing Montessori, but it's a curriculum that's already created. So we don't have to our teachers don't have to spend so much time creating this new curriculum. It's something that's there, that's solid, it's proven. And
what's the core idea of Montessori schools?
Again, trying to get the kids to work with their passions, to be resilient learners that want to take ownership for their learning, and that was something that we see in our Blue Hills Charter, our high school Blue Hills Charter School, that we see in our Discovery School, and we'll also see here in Montessori.
So you're saying it's like a project-based school, but it has a set curriculum, how to do it, or tools to do it.
Yeah. I guess you could say, yeah. You can say that. But, you know, very hands-on. I know we had a presenter came and spoke to us about you know, how hands-on learning is so important. I remember they were saying, and it kind of stuck to me, Maria Montessori had some quote as far as saying that learning goes from your fingertips to your brain. And so this allows those kids to work with their hands, to be part of their education instead of maybe sitting at a desk and learning that way, and which is good for some kids, but maybe not so good for others.